Welcome to yet another edition of the government's weekly press briefing, where they come every Tuesday. And on Tuesdays, we are not coming to you live from Freetown here. We are somewhere across the country, sometimes somewhere across the world, so they bring government information to you. We're very, very important. It's a huge part of the work we do as a ministry. Mina Mohammed Jawad Ali, the Strategic Communications Advisor at the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, and I'm sitting in for me boss today with the Honorable Minister Chair Noba. They're on their way out of the country for, as usual, what we all know as the London Civic Day. I know some faces here we are not saying for dinner London in the next few days for January, but all right. So as usual, always they start with big news them for the week, and we have some really this is a high level panel today for talk on a major thing really affect your dirty business. But beyond that as well, we'll also be speaking about lawlessness as well, and what in government will they do collaboratively with everybody else for make sure we tackle that. Let me just bring you the highlights of the news for the rest of the week, and then we will come straight to panel for start this very important conversation here this afternoon. President Dr. Julius Malabio last Friday joined hundreds of returning Muslims from the holy land of Mecca, where they come on pilgrimage, and he share prayers with them, congregational prayers, where then they symbolize faith, national unity, collective responsibility for advanced country and development. The key gathering was held at State House, and this again marked another successful Hajj without no draw. Fambulem can remember say some years back in this country, Hajj always been surrounded with controversy, but through the steady leadership of President Julius Malabio and the government, that situation has now been dealt with, and yet again we get another successful Hajj pilgrimage. Hundreds of we countrymen and women from Sierra Leone and even from the diaspora, they go Saudi Arabia and return back safely without no major incidents. The president, we also are the chairman of ECOWAS, heads of states, being also arrived in Mauritania as well on the invitation of the Mauritanian president, President Mohamed Ould Cheikh Al Ghazaoui. President always been accompanied by the ECOWAS Commission as well, and that visit has been really form part of an ongoing regional effort for strengthening cooperation and coordinate response around security. As we all know, Mauritania is one of those countries in the Sahel threatened by instability, and that Sahel region entirely. President Julius Malabio in commitment for really ensure regional security, and on the whole meeting there across the sub-region. Another big news is that President Julius Malabio as well make an extensive inspection of the three tourism destination there, where we now don't get, following millions of dollars of investments. Leicester Peak was one of them, Bones Island was one of them, and of course the Takugama as well. So they've been really happy and impressed with the level of investment as well that have been put there as well, and this is now part of the president's envision as well for position Salone as a tourism destination across the world. Away from that as well, the Vice President, Dr. Mohamed Jallow as well, long call for international community for strength and commitment for really talk about the fragile developing nations, one that the global economic and climate situation across the world as well, they threaten some of the world's poorest countries. And we talked this inside the 2026 World Bank Fragility Forum, where we attend virtually. And perhaps the last news is that, of course, still it's ECOWAS, the fifth joint meeting for ECOWAS Ministers of Trade and Industry as well, where we young Minister of Trade being attend. It also underscored the importance of maintaining strong regional cooperation in the midst of evolving global challenges for trade and investment across the continent. That are some of the roundup of some of the biggest things that will happen in government last week. I say some because these days the good news too boku, and we can't sometimes put it all in one page for make we give now. But let me now go to we press conference today. Today, of course, I don't see a star-studded panel, and they here with me. On immediate left, I get the Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, Mori Lengo ESQ. We now, of course, one of very distinguished members of the police force during the time. A day at today as well, we will be talking about security, lawlessness, and the latest campaign as well with Freetown City Council, the drive. And the House as well, we get with the Deputy Minister of Local Government and Community Affairs, immediately on the right, Mr. Alfred Jamiru. Thank you very much for attending as well. We directly then work with the councils across the country for really able to deal with a number of challenges. And one of those challenges we're in the Camp 24, now sanitation. The next person as well we're going to introduce with me, with the me immediate left as well. Now, the Deputy Mayor of the Freetown City Council, Mr. Kwekulis ESQ. Thank you very much for coming, sir. And with we as well, we also get Mary Antokawana, the Environment and Sanitation Officer from the Freetown City Council, within far left as well. And they are piloting, and one of the leaders, of course, within the pilots, this Dirty Must Go campaign by the Freetown City Council, which we as well will expect the Inspector General of Police, William Fayaselu. We've just been told that he's sending deputy, so he is on his way as well for camp. At the start with you, Mr. Honorable Minister of Internal Affairs, because we just hear you say you don't put together a comprehensive set of measures. Okay. Yes, thank you very much. So we just hear you say you don't put a comprehensive set of measures for really tackle lawlessness, but not just in the city, but across the country. This morning I've been listening to you, even when they talk about the strategic vision, we also don't put together at the ministry. We want to let you walk through that approach there right now, we don't put together. And perhaps most important, the way we all for do as citizens for support the work we do, Mr. Minister.
Thank you very much. And I also want to thank members of the Fourth Estate who are there this afternoon. And the ministry, don't do extremely very well. Congratulations. We just will continue to support your efforts. Even the fact that we talk to people in the language we all understand, and a very, very big, good development. In fact, I'm one of the advocates for allowing Creole, a national language in this country, because it will help with, that's part of mental slavery. We all the time talk English, and even to people that way, some they not even understand. The issue of lawlessness will not say it will not really be like the new norm in the society. Basically, we not enforce law and lawlessness, but some people they not even know say they're not supposed to do certain things the way they really do, because will not be enforced law. Say for instance, the footpath, also people for worker, people they not make tables, stalls all over the place. Where you go na the CBD, the keke, the Okada, the guests, they run all over the place. You're not even able worker, for go do what you want to do safely. And we can bind you, or if not to carry you get in the heat town. People they sleep at night because in those residential areas, they play loud music from morning, evening, night. And some people they're not well. pikin and get for study, they not dey allow them for study. People they don't come work. When they want rest, so that the next day they will go work. They not dey allow them. So those are some of the things we say we for address. And when I can bear me witness that when I don't see some changes in some of those issues where, I mean, you can imagine like hill station going towards Joy, then back then the government be non secure money from the World Bank for pass the pipe. They're not really even able to pass the pipe because people that they sell and then place and they're not even commodity. They build some permanent structures. But if I can go now, when I see the pipes and they go, so that then we could keep people in water and then side and they a lot of other places, but one go without one can down the sea when I can only go before now, now they see how that place they really clear. When I also go INAT, I mean it was an eyesore. Just imagine we get them diplomats, you know, the embassy, the European Union, where they can want go there before now, they know they go because people then they Hamburg and stop them, knock them out to car. It was really not, it was somehow chaotic, but I can see some sanity now. So we're driving all of that because we put together a task force where the Deputy Inspector General Police now in charge, we get City Council, they are part of it, SLRA, SLRTA, they are all part of it, so we are working collectively together. I just want to use this opportunity for tell thanks to everybody in the country collectively, because not all the work we help with, you know, because we want safety, we want security, and today Sierra Leone is one of the safest countries in the world. That one, anybody, I mean, the social media everywhere, and that's true, because you know the commoner street today, if fear say they will attack you, they will kill you. Somebody will come with gun and shoot you, you know. So we say thanks, Alhamdulillah. But that again, now all the work together. So we say actually we get what we call community engagement and community involvement nationally. So we work with the community, we share intelligence, and people that need help. I just want to still continue that. Once we continue for make the country peaceful, it will attract development, it will attract tourism, and we'll get a lot of people where they don't get work. So jobs will be created. So Lord continue that way, and I think we have a very beautiful country, but then we'll have to continue to make it safe.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Minister. I'll go for country because there are so, I mean, where people are saying, and Minister of Internal Affairs, they can get so many questions about, you mentioned noise pollution, street trading, we get questions and all about that way with the council. But let me just come to the Deputy Minister of Local Government, because at a time like this, local councils across the country, and they struggle for dealing with the sanitation challenges, because as much as worldwide they clean, there are issues about money, and so many other things. So how are they collaborate for work with the councils across the country for them to deal with lawlessness, sanitation, or even, I mean, bylaw enforcement in itself?
Thank you very much. So we, first of all, want to recognize the input of the community. We get to understand, say, waste management as the word itself go, not to thing we don't practice in this country for some time. And so we still the struggle for managing waste. And one of the challenging issues that we will get, whereas in some countries then today they don't ban plastic, we still get a lot of plastic sachets them, we get a lot of plastic bottles them, and what's most unfortunate is the fact that as a country, as a community, you know, the way how we manage for throw away with dirty, we know they do it in such a way as to really allow for more we get a very clean environment. What do I mean by that? You know, so Monday when it come, you get in plastic bag and you dirty. It just they send out through a window. So Monday where you in the camp, it just they send the dirty through the window. And I can tell anybody say one of the major expense of the local council across this country now waste management, because we people that still not get into the culture yet. One, for make them appreciate say we get for pay for we waste. You know that the dirty, not they just come off from what side they get them, it just go on the dump side. Now money involved for that one day. So at the district level, we get some young man then we don't put themselves into some groups. But I mean, I would say that they do more harm than good. Because they go take the dirty, now one person knows, and then they can, instead of them put on a place where you go on the dump site, then they put on other person in place. So we get a partner in this country with WHH, where they work with some of the local councils them, especially the city councils them. And so if you go to most of the cities them, you will find out say then they manage their waste them, but challenges then still there. So it don't come to a point where if we don't take action, at the end of the day, we will just continue for mount this challenge. And what I find out across this country, some people they don't even know which side the dirty whether they pull in the city or whether they pull in the town, which side they go. They don't start they don't start. And I really want for really ask even with the audience there, how many people they know which side the Freetown, the dirty or they gather which side they go at this town. I wonder how many people they really don't take time just for go see the bomb for make them see how the situation they under. So the local councils then challenge, and not to hidden secret, councils that they always cause complaints say they don't get government allocation yet, etc. for making it able to push make them able to focus on the dirty. The good news is a few weeks ago there's a commitment from the Ministry of Finance that they will make funds available to the local councils with the hope say we will use that funds then they for manage with dirty. But there is a community engagement aspect of the dirty that we all, each and every one of we need for really understand. Dirty, we will only able to manage with dirty, not only in this city but across this country, if we manage them from the home them, from the carpentry shop, from the tailoring shop. Because if you then are host, then you they get you they put your dirty together, you're not even able to separate them. Then by the time when they come out, they find out so not just more problem in the bring up. Again, we find out now Bo and we find out now Kelema that we get a lot of medical waste at the dump site. So what do I mean by that? When you go to the dump site, you will see syringes, you will see injection bottles there. All of that they tell me say we not manage with waste properly. So that we don't be a concern, and the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the Sierra Leone Police, the Ministry of Local Government and FCC, Freetown City Council, will be done come together for what we get an MOU, and that MOU we already done sign up. And the commitment of that MOU, now for what we work with the people of Freetown City and also across the different regional local councils there, because they still get their own same bylaws for what we just keep we city clean. Because at the end of the day, which the month we don't do now, if we are hearing about flooding is only caused by the waste, the dirty they put, where they block the drainages there, where they make the water they overflow, at the end of the day, it care houses them, it affects Boku communities there. So we all get a responsibility as we carry out the MOU for what we all participate and encourage we say for what we know how to manage way. So far that's not the effort we will make with partner organization, but also salon business, so that make FCC, Sierra Leone Police, Ministry of Internal Affairs and local government sign that MOU. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for the incredible work on they do. The reason why we as a ministry are passionate about this particular subject, this particular topic, is because the way they manage the waste, it's our responsibility as well as citizens. It's a civic duty where we all get for keep our community clean. So now they come to the Deputy Mayor, Mr. Lisk, because we don't talk extensively about this campaign, but you will now give me, now only they provide major leadership, now only responsible for the city. So walk we through the action and the steps them only for taking in the next few weeks or days, especially with the rainy season don't start. And maybe touch on those bylaws as well, so people then will also will know, what they can be liable for if they don't respect the law.
Thank you very much. I think, firstly, I want to say thank you to the Ministry, Information and Civic Education. And obviously the point we just made just now, this is the ultimate civic responsibility for keeping the city clean. I believe, it don't see within Freetown, not come overseas, not come Liberia, not come Guinea, and Salonia and Commons. And it is produced by Sierra Leoneans then. Now, one of the major challenges that we'll get now the attitude, the behavioral change, because no matter how much money you put into waste, if the behavior, the attitude of people not change, it doesn't make any difference. Like our the deputy minister always say, you get people where they don't have it and for turn the waste inside gutter, and they don't do T-box standing. You get people where they own idea for getting the waste, we're going to come in Iban Street and go back at the main road. But then that attitude and it will be very difficult and challenging for we surmount this issue we call sanitation. And sanitation now health issue, very close to health and longevity. Because when you think about it, if your environment not clean, you say the sleep not clean, you say the work not clean, you say the work not clean, then the impact on your life and you how long you will live in this world, definitely. So as a council, we don't try for a challenge or address this challenge for a while. We inherit a number of bylaws then, where them is somehow a bit short in terms of being direct as to how we address the act of the indiscipline act of littering. So we still don't come to the drawing board and realize a legal framework will be necessary. A legal framework will deal specifically with waste, especially now at a time where the whole world they talk about climate change, waste management, recycling, and all of that. So we decided to say the first thing we will need for you and for come up with a legal framework, we will address the challenge of waste, both solid and liquid waste. Because if you watch, most people they talk about waste now, Leone, Freetown especially, but when they talk about solid waste and ignoring liquid waste, and liquid waste is also a major challenge. And I'm going to agree with me say, liquid waste now the challenge where it causes people for sick the most. Because when you think about like that hillside bypass, for example, some of them who stay within the hills at the other side of the hill, we work in sanitation arrangement, have no layer for dispose of the liquid waste. Forget first for solid waste, the liquid waste. So what can they do? Then the way to begin the camp, some man the septic tank, a pipe, it just full up. And middle net, we can can the net and just turn on and water and can open. So not just the solid waste, the liquid waste as well they go down that channel. So we decided to say what we could do. We work with the Ministry of Local Government. We support we very closely in our approach, and we came up with the bylaws, the solid the waste bylaws for Freetown, and the sanitation bylaws. And then bylaws, and then now we don't get the weight for actually punish offenders. So, for example, we don't divide the city into eight blocks, okay, between Levrima and Ogo Bridge. Everybody, like how the deputy minister will say, you waste. Forget self about who say you waste end up from you host from who say you waste end up at the city. Where you generate your waste at your host, you for know who say it go. If you know whether they can't take your waste for you, a responsible somebody will go dispose of your waste responsibly. We don't get many instances whereby when they go up there instantly, the place then completely inaccessible. You cannot get a bike for goodie, but you can then clean salon before they pass around, then go take you dirty. The dump site we talk about so. One day Kinton, one day Kissy, the bomber them. If somebody all the way up hillside bypass, you won't get your foot swell so. You don't know for say this foot can explode at any time. You get them dirty for go left farm. If you say the worker only people at the bomber for go left farm, no. And somebody in fence, just they go past and go link and they go about in business, they don't collect money. So the attitude also of we the households them and the citizens them get for be looked at. So that is why we decided to anything, we're gonna make it enforceable. Okay, now dirty don't become crime at the city. And as the Minister of Internal Affairs talk about, a lot of lawlessness in the city today. And it has come about as a result of lack of enforcement of the laws. So now we don't make them enforceable. Say each and every household will get a registered waste service provider. So now where you can goes now an offense when you register with a waste service provider. So in the next couple of months, by God in power, we already in this room, indeed this high table, will able to see answer the question go get the answer to the question of how is your waste being disposed of. Everybody go for say, I get the service provider and they take the waste and they dispose of them properly. And you also touch on the issue of the deputy minister talk about the proper segregation of the waste. You get medical waste, you get different types of waste. That is very true because in a country where you get a lot of young people and when they rummage inside them dirty box them they look for things they wouldn't go make get economic value from, they can end up they get some interaction with some deadly pieces of medical equipment where it's contaminated and contagious. Anything can happen and people can die. They don't even know what thing kill them, and all of that they come about as a result of the lack of proper waste management strategy. So as a council, we don't decide to say if we make an offense for anybody who live in the city, no, if you not register an offense, I think say it will move in the right direction. And the statutes don't make them very clear. When you not agree for abide for register, as opposed to the 15,000 or 20,000 you will pay for 2 weeks for the week or for 2 weeks or for the month as the case may be, you will be exposed to a fine of 5,000 because it's an attitudinal thing, a behavioral thing. We need to change that idea and say what they work on the street, I could just give me dirty inside. I mean sometimes it's hard getting. I should say most of Freetown should have experienced that. We could not if we could. Would they go? If we could help, we just nice car. Because somebody just throw something outside. Like if we say, you don't care in the world. And also, you go there, don't tell them you go to the drive, now like a KC Road for example, because they lights are shocked. I see man team up, they actually works at the side of the road, even though the traffic they go on. The person not even get the decency for say, I'm gonna corner. We all can understand some of them things and but the idea is say, person not even want to make any efforts anymore. All it's not government, all it's not council. So the unions, now government they lead we, council the guide we, but now we get with city, now we get with country. If we don't say we the two-way dirty in the street all the time, we don't expect say it for clean. So because of that and the lawlessness side of it, we did this MOU with the Ministry of Internal Affairs, the police, with the support of the local government for ensure say people are not for saying this is serious business. Sanitation is a challenge. Like the good book says, cleanliness is next to godliness. So with that, I think I will just stop now by way of a small preamble of Saudi on that.
All right, and I'm going to come back to you, but I want to just talk to Mr. Oka quickly because on the ground, why should we talk about the general overview and policy and then actually get for really work very, very closely with all of we as well, our communities, for make sure we enforce this. The complaint we most of we get now that we are living in areas, some far to reach, some not even far to reach, but these service providers for their sanitation, they know they need to. And how can I know, for example, maybe they live in a Godrich, how I don't know, say, this particular person is responsible for can collect me dirty and yours. So, Madam Tucker, how are they work around the issues and the people can raise?
First of all, I want to say good afternoon to my honorable ministers there, the SLP, and then the deputy mayor. Distinguished guests were there this afternoon. Of course, the Freetown City Council this time around will try to get a smart way for managing dirty. There is a system where all of us, be the household, be the council, be the enforcement team, they see what thing they happen. In terms of households or business or institutions, for make them register with the approved service providers. There is an information out. We get a flyers them out. We do on TV every day, almost every day. We get radio programs, them where they go on. We get community engagements, then town meetings, then just for make sure say we educate people, we able to talk to them for no their service providers. If I can start, we will start with block 1, where they are at the east end. You start with Orugu, take come up by BNB, you get block 1 there. When Alpha Tech. When you come up block 1, you go block 2. Of course, you then come till Porty. When at block 2, you get municipal waste. Block 2 to block 3, they come till Shell, where you get municipal waste again. Then you get block 4, when at Civic, where they come till by Generites. You go inside small by the new road, Hill Court. Then you get block 6, when at the CBD. You get block 7, where 9 day around Wickensie Road, 9 day Tengbe Town. Of course, 9 day Spur Road, and the area that day. You get block 8, where 9 day Longley and Aberdeen. Block 8, you get Alpha Tech. Then block 7, you get Echo Spring. Then block 6, you get Freetown Waste Transformer. But there are flyers, and then we get so much information what we give out to the public. Even if you go on our Facebook page, you will see the information then when needed if you want to contact the service providers. Then, yeah.
So, the other thing as well we'll ask is then capacity as well for dealing with the volume of waste so they generate as a city. Do they have then capacity then there as well?
Before we start this drive, we're not just going to it. We have several engagements. Of course, the challenges, the deputy mayor together with the deputy minister don't discuss on that. Waiting at the challenges then. We'll get why we try for review back the sanitation bylaw. Before this time, we get the 2010 sanitation bylaw. We say nobody not for 2 dirty in a state, but we know we give provision. We don't for car collect you dirty. We be left and open. At that time, we depend on like Masada, Mr. Clean for car collected dirty at the household, but we see say begin collapse. You see every day, Freetown City Council, they clean all them public spaces. As I speak, we get 500 sweepers out in the streets. We get 56 laborers and when they pay them to carry them. Not talk of drivers or other staff them will get every day within a street. They clean on daily basis, not them public spaces. But the dirty, they come back in the street. Isn't being people that within at the households, them, their businesses, them, because they not get where they can collect the dirty at that point, they come back in the street. So that challenge is maybe we go back and see how they review the bylaw. And as we review the bylaw, we not just do on women, we get community engagement, we get stakeholder engagement, and with everybody input, we crown the parliament through the Ministry of Local Government. Of course, the parliamentarians, they watch it to run and say yes, this one is a very good idea for make sure say Freetown clean. And the bylaw they approve them, we come back with the try for implement this particular bylaw for make sure say people able accept waiting Freetown they try for implement in terms of waste management. Because looking at the situation of Freetown in terms of sanitation, especially solid waste management, they won't go out of hands. And this time around, we are coming harder, and that's why we're not working alone. We are working with other ministries, like Ministry of Internal Affairs, through the police, local governments, and even NGOs, any other body, we try for support Freetown City Council for make sure say we will tackle situations then around our waste management areas. So now the bylaw is saying everybody should be paying for his or her waste through the service providers there. Because if you not pay,
when I get a standard pricing system as well, so we with the generated dirty as well, we don't end up being exploited.
I'm coming. Okay. Yeah. So you for register with the service providers there. We not just take them. They went through procurement processes. We advertise, of course, there was bidding. They come in, they apply. of course, then get the contract. We try for do an assessment based on their capacity, waiting at the logistics, their staffing, their office. We don't go through that several times. And if we sure say them fit and then we're able to collect them to them at household level, if Freetonians can comply with whatever we can with students. And in terms of pricing, we make them very minimal, very low. Imagine, because we do a cap pricing, we take them like from 50 kg downwards, you are paying 15 euros per collection. 15 euros per collection, that's it cut across all over the city. Like one bag rice, yes, we take on 15 euros downwards. If you take 100 euros, we take on 25 euros. 100 kg, we take on 25 euros downwards. So the price is so low that every Freetonian here will able to provide them. Just someone make sure say the city clean, because we all aim as a council now for make sure say the city clean. So we give liberty to Freetonians as well as the service provider for do the needful.
Thank you very much, Madam Toka. And the silver lining in everything Madam Toka also they talk is that the volume of dot they generate also it's also a business opportunity within company they don't come that they tap into, and then say okay for they make some revenue. Of course, they create more jobs. So all of this as well is a full circle moment. But let me now come to the Deputy Inspector General with we, Mr. Senesi, because we are the enforcement part of this. We've been here before. We are the General City Council, we are the enforce, but then along the way, no more things go relax more. How different is this campaign this time around?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator. Good afternoon. Of course, I'm here of the Inspector General of Police. Instances for we're not there because of a very important state security matter they attend to. So they make a day. So having said that, Utu Day prior this afternoon. Now serious business because you see the face of every country now enforcement. We say law and order not the better not in another country. That is why enforcement when we mandate we need a Jupiter. We need a Jupiter at all. Of course, we saw the SO today, we have come a long way with FCC. Of course, we begin our force with a kind of a task force where under the leadership of the Minister of Internal Affairs and the IGP formed this task force we been at the chair since last year. This task force get the mandate for ensuring we will maintain law and order, maintain discipline in the city and even beyond. Within there other areas or areas of indiscipline and all this is what they try to address. One, we don't know for the sell and the right of way. Yes. We hire people there for worker and even some inches apart. We don't know for putting the wares for sale. Because if you put it wares, we hire people that they worker, put in there. People that go begin working at the streets and therefore their lives will be at risk. So even they put on the ride bike or the drive motor car, they will most of the time run into people. So we try to put off most of them obstructions. If you like, makeshifts. Now from them right of way, of course, we don't see the social media, now we need to address them, we try to clear them over and again. But that they will not do it just in silo. We'll do it in concert with other parties, of course, like the SRA, SRSA, of course, with the Freetown City Council, the Traders Union, the KK, and all of you. All this meet every fortnight. So that you don't do. And I did this whole idea for look how to do and so you really born. We kind of mean that there is need for really the police for support FCC for make sure say we try to enforce the solid and waste collection bylaws of 2024 will come into effect in May 2025 for able to support and enforce them. Because if you watch the FCC, the manpower is small for make effective enforcement of the city. And besides that, our country is salon our country will not get any side for go. You go to another mine country, you see within the happy day, not only go wrong come back. So why will not go fight for make a country good for country of state, for goodness sake? So that is one reason why, I mean, we really enthused about ensuring the enforcement of this solid and liquid waste collection bylaws we try for enforce. But we need to do that for make sure say we intensify the community engagement. When that we don't do over the period. For make sure say let the people they know. We not go just for up and people say, okay, we're not get for pay some money for the waste collection. We get for make let them know down to the least person in the community. When they know now, then we will try for going to effect. If we for the no do, we go arrest you. And we arrest you, then we'll levy fines. And then fines that go pay them through the right channel. So now that they happen. Enforcement is very important part of this exercise here. So having said that, I want to stop there so far.
I just want a follow-up question because I know that apart from this task force, there's so many other things police need for do. We are also there on the front line. Is this something we will cope with that enforcement drive? If we get to a situation outside, arresting them for Bokwe and for deal with other things, do you have the capacity for manage all of them things at the same time?
We get the capacity. Mind you, what we make we succeed in this country is that police not even want to do work in terms of enforcement in this country. We are doing it in concert with other players. For example, this is how they talk about. You get the FCC council every day, where they will give support. We get intelligence support. If we get information, so we do something and so people they will try to take care of the situation. So now so we work as law enforcement agency. You see, we need to work in silo. We work in concert with other players. That they are.
All right. I can now to the Minister of Internal Affairs again because I did tell you so we get beaucoup questions then for number of things then we need to address. Let's talk about street trading because I think that's something we the DIG just rub more span quick, lonely and Jewy for where they live there and then it's difficult for pedestrians really for making them even work because markets are all in the street. But to our credit and the police and credit, Wilberforce has been transformed. We all look forward to that example there as well for the setting lonely and Jewy. Usa would they then operation in there.
Thank you very much. I'm happy that we now acknowledge some of those gains because the discipline, the indiscipline and lawlessness have been like cancer. So taking it out, it takes time, it takes patience. But at times, even the gains, so they, make some people are not concerned readily. But I'm happy that that's been acknowledged. Now, lonely. What to make lonely, we still hold on a little. Now, because that new market that they done, and as soon as they do the market done, when I not see them people in a lonely again. But bottom line go, them do the market, but they're not really agree going to the market inside Wilberforce. So we said no. If the market they will not go there. So we use that opportunity for force them, for let them go. So if somebody wants something, the market is for go, not to street. Today we are aware of the problem. And instead we try to find a solution. The city, I think they belong like for 500,000 people or so. Today I think you have over 2 million people. So there are also those structural challenges. Because some people they say, one of the pooling people outside they go, their livelihood. So we have to balance the two. So now that means we take the time and we do one small. And we'll make sure say provision day, like where they go funkia, the market, therefore do the market, but they're not one some of the place can flood, especially the rainy season. And that makes sense we'll let them people there. Maybe they wait until it dries and then we go back to council for let them do the market. And coming back to the issue of enforcement, like the GIG said, the Metropolitan Police na then get council. So this MOU we will do for really support them because we want to sustain it. If we stop the household dirty from coming to the streets, we will not solve half of the problem. I mean, 50% of the dirty we will see, it will come out from the household, but we can easily manage them. So if, as we say, we get for sensitize people, we get for reach out to them with the whole conversation so that they understand, we don't just go and pounce on them. But then if you continue for offense, you will be arrested, you will be prosecuted, and then you will be fined. If you fine, you not pay, then you can go jail. So we as police officers, the Ministry of Internal Affairs, okay, there's a police officer, you're always a police officer. Yeah, so we provide also prosecutorial service and support to council because they not get many council, but even there, they will be leading. Because in this arrangement, we are supporting council. You know, government is keen about decentralization. We've been holding a meeting, gonna the Vice President and the lead on the issue of decentralization, and they've been hold a ministerial meeting. So we all, different ministers, we committed ourselves for let we do what we're supposed to do. As Ministry of Internal Affairs, we say we support City Council for let them enforce the law or the lawlessness in waste management. Because it's all part of the lawlessness and indiscipline we try to address. And I make we situate under the task force where we get. I mean, it's not going to end here. This is not an experiment, you know, where we did do. It's, you know, once we succeed, we go to the other councils in the provinces across the country. Because, like Deputy said, dirty, it affects health. Just imagine most of the dirty in the sea, the plastic, and then the fish and they eat that plastic and the dirty. And most of us now so with protein, na fish we eat. In fact, science don't prove say we consume a lot of plastic through eating that fish into our system. So that makes some people that they sick. At times they not even know what they cause the illness. So we appeal to people, even for we own health, that let's make sure that we dispose of the dirty correctly. Let's not continue for dirty we see. If people then come with they say Sierra Leone is safe, yes, but they begin to look at the dirty all over the place, the filth. I mean, they go turn it off. They not one can inside the place so dirty. We also endanger their health.
Okay, and Deputy Mayor, let me just come to you quickly on this point regarding, you talk about solid waste. The challenge in most public spaces, whether in a market you go outside them, is that we not get enough public washrooms, for example, for let people ease themselves and maybe take care of themselves honorably. And that can be a challenge. So when you mention the man at Kisi Road with Justin up, I mean, that's no excuse, but that's one of the things them as well that markets or other public spaces have to deal with. Is this something we want to look into? Because for all safety, like you mentioned, it's important.
Certainly, liquid waste disposal and Civic is very, very critical for health. And looking into restoring the existing wash facilities in the city, that's what we're on right now. In fact, we recently had an engagement with the World Bank and the government. We needed to have to see how best they can fund quite a number of the facilities they have within the city. We serve as a council, we get a number of projects done. We go for the wash facilities in various areas and also provide water and sanitation facilities. for our communities. But you're quite correct, we get challenges, because one of the main challenges we'll get continuously are the attitude, because for many, many years, we've been a bit nonchalant or not pay attention too much to the way out of this. We not get respect for liquid waste. And we just get that idea and say, we say what it is we serve, they're not supposed for clean. Most people get that kind of belief free. And that we stand in the example I make. You go see people that will get access to facility, but then go left farm and do otherwise. So for we, in as much as you go invest in the space, if you not get the right attitude, the citizen you get to get the right attitude for ensuring Freetown is kept sanitized. Like any other place, nobody can fix salon for we. At the same time with sanitation, nobody can clean Freetown or any part of Sierra Leone for we. The dirty, now also it come out. Now what they generate them for yourself. If we don't have the right attitude, no matter how much investment we put into them, not the work. And also, even we're going to advance countries then, not to any outside day, there's access to wash facilities so easily. No, sometimes you can walk up to the facility, just like how the Honorable Minister talk about. We want the attitude of the average customer in Sierra Leone, Freetown especially. When they say motorcar, you buy Maggi, you buy pepper, you buy rice, you buy all things inside motorcar, which is wrong. Because then they not organized, they're not structured. There has to be a place for everything under the sun. And market, really you go buy the things what you need. So without the attitude not change, no matter how much money we put into the work.
All right, thank you very much. Let me see the hands up. These are very important subjects already. We'll get, but who hands them up? I'm going to start this way, and yes, let me start with Jaffa from Radio Democracy. So I would advise maybe me panelists them for notes. If there are questions, I'll borrow you my paper, sir, in case you get any question for notes down. Jaffa.
Yes, good afternoon. Me come and say this from Radio Democracy. First off, why now? This kind of initiative, why now from council? Then also again, the aspect of monitoring. In a case where Freetown City Council, they in a city where it's almost like they're short staff for make sure say they monitor so that that person will went to Kisi, if they Ola, well that person went up Wilberforce, they make sure say if they see no more than for Ola. Then also how does this stretch to the part of Usai, the law, the bylaw stretch to Usai, any public space where people then they organize, whether for pay for go use the service or for go do any other thing, the public wash facility, if you dirty, council begin to take the necessary action. Plus, this a new initiative. If you pounce on them, people will get for react naturally. The education part of it, or make sure that people understand waiting at the strategy. Then, who's guarantee where the police, where a simple task about stop for take money from keke and bike riders, still will get that challenge. Who's guarantee go they say when they meet person, feel like a bias and take the right decision.
Thank you very much. I think we'll have a second hand there. Yeah, let's give it to the lady. Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. Actually, not a question, I'm more of a concern in a staff at the ministry. So, Mr. Minister of Internal Affairs and Deputy IG, they are, as a concerned citizen in a particular community, we don't suffer with noise pollution for over 2 years now. And this thing, this report started last year, where we can, as community, we try for reach out to this toll number for call when at 900. We make a call, nothing will happen. So we write to the ministry, we copy the IG and the OC in a Calvaton, where I think later, within that week, the 3 days, no more thing been quiet, but since that same day, November to now, and I even get a copy, the other one for handover to now, this bar, honestly, sometimes the music, the windows, they even than the apartments and they shake. we leaders and we papali around don't try to engage this particular bar box to no avail. In fact, they to even electricity, they wait for a generator, then get solar. For as long as that thing they on, music no they stop. Starting Tuesday today while they talk so now they stress one day so for go back home. The music they play continuous. Say they call prayer and amongst. And the worst part of it, the people they buy the home and they say they add the noise, they holla. They say allow the music and this. Forgetting that Oluwa community, to big community in a small side here, una help with more information inside the letters they una go need for them to assist me on this one.
All right, thank you very much. We'll collect those letters, but let's see Mr. Kamara as well. Let's hand those letters to the producers and they will bring it to the table. All right, yes, Mr. Kamara, go on.
Mohammed Kamara, the Watch and the United Super. Deputy Mayor, here in and here out, we get the same almost stories from government and the city council. Have we ever thought, say, this waste management we refer to could easily be transformed into fertilizer for the agricultural purpose, like other countries in West Africa, namely Senegal and the Japanese connection? That is one. You hear me, sir? Deputy Mayor.
Okay, take a small, you can write. So, okay, go on now.
Deputy Mayor. Let me look at the Department of Environment and Sanitation and the City Freetown City Council. Throughout the investigations, working day and night out, I will tell you in front of you, say, there are landlords and landladies here. When you construct houses here, more than 50 to 20 people there, they get a small toilet, and the solid waste way they refer to now, when the waste in comes, that solid waste, they come out in the street, and you are saying that of course it's lawlessness and of course disrespect to the law. But would you believe that getting all these problems solved, you try to take a big and firm work for punish your ordinary man where you expect you to have done better for apart from the encounter? Would you agree with me that the Department of Environment and Sanitation is causing it to all because they don't go on periodic visits. They know best what is the connection between them and the landlords. Immediately they see them and the correction will justify correction, then they see them. Then they arrest these people there. But there are quite a lot of landlords and landlords when they violate that landlord and tenant acts where absolutely we're not supposed to do. Could you pardon me for the minister, sir?
Okay, just one more question.
One more question and distribution, Mr. Sir. You've been to the force for quite a long time, Lego, Mr. Lego, Esquire, sir. Okay, just as you rightly say, from Kairao to Freetown, we as parents we are trustees of the people. We're supposed to protect the interest. Human rights activists will tell you, say, let me take it easy, because when you take into consideration the class division in Sweden, the lower, the middle, and upper class, the lower class, they need to put a trade, now lonely, now bacha. They work in the morning for so ensure say the people educate, for sure they get money, and there is Africa. From Tinubu Square in Lagos, who say you don't go, to even Accra who will put there, to Sweden is the same thing. So I say, they're not opposed for sanitation get out of the street in Freetown. But driving these people out of the street, they go to the Freetown City Council, people them, when they say they need them, sometimes they violation of human rights.
Okay, all right, thank you. I think you talk about the human face, where I'm sure. Yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Alaji Abdul and Civil Society Movement. Mr. Deputy Mayor, the enforcement is not taking place. And you people have to do civic education and monitoring. In Bafo Street, you started a very good work there, but you lack in enforcing the law there. Now, I want to ask you one question. Why is it that up till now, them trader no go to Victoria Park after government will spend a lot of money in that building? I don't go inside that building there. I don't see the toilet facilities there. I don't see everything there the way the traders. So I want to ask you, why then traders not left the streets? Because The way where the streets don dey, na that guy reason street say, I don dey one day, I go make me watch, I see somebody na the gutter, na the toilet. Now I shout on the person. I shout on her. You go there right now, then watch me that they will play.
Okay.
The one that will get sell glass, they will tell you.
Thank you very much.
Remarks 1 week, but I'm not going to use the remarks here. Now, the police, before I go to the police, Mr. Moderator, to permit.
One more question.
Yes, I want to congratulate the minister because I listened to her program last week from start to finish, and it was very, very good. In fact, I go there for go meet her, go talk to her for something, with the step, and no able to clean the step, so I don't go talk back. This one way can I talk to her. Now I said I will call her now. No able to. The police, Mr. Policeman, Mr. Deputy IG, sir, then bike riders, then, sir, not so they all get license. And the speed where they take like that mountain cut area there is very, very terrible. They don't get one regard for people there. Even when you talk, they will give free talk.
Okay.
Now, I want to ask the police, what mechanism have you put in place with SLRSA for check them bike riders before they ride them bikes?
Thank you very much. I need to go on this other direction of the room now. Augustine, yes, two hands there actually, exclusive. And then we'll get Miss Calon from... All right, go on.
Yes, my name is Saidu Dubuya, it's for exclusive. Mr. Lengo, the time where the president dey go open several grand markets, he name about 13 streets where them for pool for go inside several grand markets. But since then, the Calvi collection they talk, nothing happened at that place. And if I'm not mistaken, now almost 6 years now in that market they don't take. The people and they suffer in Bacha. Then 13 streets and they, as a minister, what you wanna don't do for ensure that the people and they go inside the market. And Mr. Lisk, the time where Mayor Akisoya they do a debate na Lagunda 2023. They mean promise for build 16 public toilets na Freetown. I'm also not don't make. Thank you.
All right, give the lady at the back. The lady, there's a lady at the where they behind you. All right, that will be the last question for now. If we get time, I might do another round, please.
Good afternoon, everybody. So even though we talk about waste management...
Your name, please?
Ms. Calon.
Yes, okay.
Even though we talk about waste management being a disease, corruption is also a bigger disease in Sierra Leone as a whole. So even though this is a really great and massive initiative in Freetown and across, but how best can the council ensure that police officers do not take this initiative as a way of extorting money from perpetrators and other citizens?
All right, thank you very much. Okay, we'll take that last question for now. Now, at the start with DIG, Mr. Minister at the country, then at the council deputy mayor, then Mr. Minister will council later. So let's start with DIG. Some of the questions will directly touch on the policing work.
Yeah, thank you so very much. Of course, I always talk and say, this kind of forum here is fine. You know, it's fine how they engage the people there through this medium. Because we will explain. Because one thing, if you do good work, you know, we will explain them. I don't know say they do good work. So pass the explainer to the people. Let them appreciate them. They know what they do. So that is exactly what is happening there. In addition to this MOU, the try for council, but now, would they also explain what they do? Now let's start with this care by private corruption issue. Corruption, not a good thing, it's bad. In fact, the leadership of the SLP and that of the ministry will take exception to corruption. In fact, that is one reason why we get structure like the police will call CDID, Complaint, Discipline and Internal Investigations Department, where they for check the excesses of police officers and the like, so that at any given time, then teach you the corrupt practices. Believe me, the level of involvement will either he lost his job, or will charge you go court, or will release your rank. Over the period, we don't do that because some officers they even don't lose their job. So then they don't reduce the rank. So then they go on punishment. It depends on the level of involvement in crime. So we'll not go drink water for personnel for say they're not involved into any kind of bad thing. So now they will bring in structures like the CDI. Where in fact there's AIG where they're in charge of that area, where they're Director of Professional Standards. Of course, interesting enough, about 1 or 2 years ago, I've been the Director of Professional Standards, where they oversee that department. And believe me, some of our colleagues they lost their job because of 1 or 2 infractions they would not commit for the period. Now coming to how we work with SRSA for regulate the activities of bike riders. Of course, when you work the bike riders, a very important component of society. Very important. Then they provide employment, then they make sure say people they get transport services here and there. So what happens when you get your bike? You need to just run and so on. You go for make sure you register a license. I go sign the door like the offices of the SRS. When they don't jump on the street, then we begin regulating them. We begin checking them for know whether you license the bike or whether you in the proper gears for ride the bike, whether you get helmet. Would they do that in concern with SRS road safety council? But that's what they do. And they make sure say they do the proper thing. In fact, when you watch the CBD, the Central Business District area, you see say then commercial bikers about 99% of them they need to go on the side because they didn't arrest them, we either charge them court or levy fines for them. So that's the happen. So in fact that is why we even rely on the owner who they out there. If you get any information, because we cannot be visitors, we not will be everywhere. We rely on the public. If you get any information, whether for duty in propriety on the part of the police or so, we'll give you the information. Don't hesitate. Corruption is two-way traffic. If you don't corrupt the person, you don't go take her. And if you see that happen, if we're able to report to the police, either CDID or to the IGME or any regional commander, we will take appropriate action. I thank you so far.
And my colleague asked about noise pollution.
Yes, yes, noise pollution is part of the indiscipline and lawlessness. Of course, over the period, we don't bring a lot of people into book. We don't charge on them. So then we can call them, we warn them. You see, you know what? You therefore make sure say you don't play music after 10 in the night or so. Or if you play music, it will be low. So then adhere to that. You go to Godrich area, we get example then here, we need to then complain again. You go to some part of the city, you need to complain again. Even this one way they bring up. It came to our notice, we address the situation, I instruct the local unit commander there, he address her. So you don't come back and we go address her. Because it's part of the lawlessness and discipline of the country.
All right, thank you very much. Let me come to the deputy mayor.
Yes, sir.
SLRSA and the police, because most of the bike like that, they don't get license.
Okay, let me address that.
Yeah, no, that's how they tell you. I don't talk about what they explain. I say, would they enforce the regulations then? If you don't get license, would they arrest you with charge go to court? Like with the working team, in fact most times we can form a joint operational orders. So for 1 week, would they about the street for the check them bikes there? Would I get license? Would I not get license? Would I get will not get? Would they arrest and charge into court? Would they levy fines here and there?
All right. Let me come to Deputy Mayor because I think you get more questions and then I will come to the Minister of Internal Affairs.
Thank you very much. This engagement is really timely. And the question we see why now, I think is rather appropriate. Why now? Why now is because now is the best time after we don't do sufficient sensitization and community engagement on our own. If some of you can recall, not too long ago, sometime last year, we engaged about 620 sanitation enforcement people then, who create jobs for, where they go around various communities then for inform people then about the bylaws. Because like what somebody said, I think a deputy minister of local government said earlier, we're in a space where enforcement on sanitation has not happened in a very, very long time. So for us just go out this way, like we brought ourselves say earlier, for just jump on people with supplies, the element of supplies, and begin beat them for some people they're not used to, not go really appropriate, not go speak well to the human rights. So there's a need as a council for we engage with people and not forget to the Freetown City Council are the first port of contact for every Freetonian. Because any problem we get, you must have a councillor within your area. And your councillor, they can articulate your problem right inside the council where. So whatever any problem any community gets, they get a direct access to the council for articulating problem there. So we thought it fit that we would do the community engagement as we always do in respect of many other of we endeavors there. We engage communities there, we don't do a lot of sensitization. And even when it came to the house to house, the collection, right? The mayor and myself will be there out on the streets very recently. They go to see how it was going. And then we realized, say, actually, we needed some more awareness raising on the topic because a lot of people not seem for don't run away with and yet. So, and also, the fact say, we've not been signing the MOU yet with the police. Because remember, as has already been said, the manpower of Freetown City Council, not only in all that huge, but it's also in mandate limited because the latitude where the police can get for enforced law, well, go agree, see, council police not getting kind of latitude in the. So we needed the support of the police for they will make sure see we actually deliver on this particular commitment. So and then just 2 weeks ago we just signed this MOU. So we find out today in this press conference we're in a civic responsibility for keeping the city clean. I think say we are appropriate for all reason. We'll start the awareness today. And with the 4th estate here, I think it's not only because it's not just it's a campaign, it's a drive. Not to just Freetown City Council, now Freetown business this, and we all get on. If we say Dotty must go for Freetown, not some part of Freetown, but all of Freetown and for we all. The second point I think we make, you talk about monitoring and setting example. If somebody works under, that is called consistency. One love applied to everybody. I'm not cheating. Within a space, sometimes we will find out, say, 2 people go to the same thing, but 2 different outcomes. Now, we get the police with we get the Minister of Foreign Affairs. When it comes from a lawlessness perspective, we know all they see, okay, they let the big face, right? Who said they declare? Also, let's be honest, when we talk about Botomango, or the film for talk about Kinyama Road. Because Kinyama Road by Old Lodge before, it was becoming an eyesore, to be very honest. But they like today, at least who the party, and I mean, I don't know if that place they didn't dig. Where the party right now, look wide. The place look open, because why? The spaces have now been used for the purpose for which they were designed. Then places they not been built only people will sell. Okay? They been built for the people who work. But yet we understand, as a country we don't go through a lot. Okay, now it costs them thing. So now if we find we fit back, I think say it makes sense, but we all come together on the drawing board and then we agree on the way forward. That is why we need the 4th estate. That is why the press is very, very important. Because not only this not dirty business, but for all of Sierra Leone, especially Freetown. As has just been mentioned, we have now a population density situation. The smallest area in Sierra Leone get the most populated people there. Get the highest population. So what does that mean? It means we generate more of everything, not just dirty. So the dirty will be very, very conscious of how we handle it with a presence of mind. And each and every leader of every household and every office department will take the lead plan effectively. Because we all get not just Freetown City Council. So when we talk about the bylaw now within the CBD for now, because the CBD now the 48 wards, 20 constituencies from Ogogu Bridge to Levrema. That they apply for right now. So somebody talked about Dotina Bodrich, in time as the Deputy Minister of Local Government said, then said, look, this is not pilot pilot projects. We start now Freetown City Council. It will be extended not just to the western rural, but western rural, but also nationwide as well in time. My brother and I talk about waste management for fertilizers. I go, and then make them for me very important, very useful, because the cultivation I would tell una see the ficus lodge plants who get back in turn, they do exactly that. Okay? Because now they transform liquid waste to money. What they do briquettes, what you use for clean cooking as opposed to coal for cutting trees. All this now climate change initiative. And you use liquid waste to energy. That's a process that's still on. We get the demo in Akintom right now. And also we get the fertilizers when they come up from the liquid waste. Because we go find out, say, like Hagan Street, the one that we know not too long ago, we will get a biodigester who will put on Hagan Street. That biodigester they we supposed for take the organic waste from the market, go inside it for generate light for the residents of Susan's Bay. But unfortunately, the organic content, okay, of the waste when they come out of the market then not sufficient. Look at that level for generate waste. Because it seems like some people will eat all things. Understand me? So not kill better that way for group energy. But we still run the machine, end up the well. That's how they get the machine, the wire, the all. So now the mayor don't actually send to the people to design one which is specifically suited for the needs of Freetown. That by God in power, before this year they done, it go don't come. We talk about construction of houses, I agree. Because nowadays it seems like say Freetown nobody want for parents anymore. So all want for build, all want for getting one place society. And in the process, people are trying to build anyhow. But unfortunately, I don't see they come up from a point of view wherein the council is usually responsible for land use planning and building permits. Unfortunately, Freetown is not one of those councils. But that's notwithstanding. Okay, we now have a new Country Planning Act. Okay, we Town and Country Planning Act. We supported by the World Bank. We for coming to force, we could devolve them functions into the council, even though we will still get some elements of supervision from the ministry itself. So that is work in progress. You talk about then periodic visits and violation by landlords. The reason for the violation, I tell you so, all man the billion inside. We could do community engagement now, Timbertown. Okay, one planning committee system. Who they ask them at the start of the term, we go around for see what they felt needs. One community will go, the road for going to the school. One man in decide for building right in the middle, pantap the gutter. A pantap the gutter and they build a block, so the water not go inside the house, but the gutter it go build, so the water for pass. So the water they go past other side and it cause more destruction. So again, these are very selfish people who they only think out for themselves. But in time, we will reach them, small, with the support of the enforcement officers and the awareness of Etonians. Because just like at the IGC, they don't work in isolation, not in silos. You need to forget people when they can make complaint. It's just a shame when I look at the talk say they don't make complaint about noise pollution. Something happened in November last year, and up till now, the woman they ready for going to host. Imagine she's in this space, you wake up early morning for car walk only, for going to host events and last year just because people are for be obnoxious. You know what I mean? So then they all are part of the lawlessness, what do you see? New boss man also, when I'm a senior, they handle very well. I get a few. Okay, let me get a shoe.
Alright, go on.
Yeah. You talk about enforcement not taking place. Now, the enforcement, that is why we liaise very closely, not just with the police, but with the Minister of Internal Affairs, the ministry, because they get a mandate for ensuring there is order and sanity within the country, all over the country. And any social lawlessness, we include sanitation, unlawful sanitation, then we in a position for support to it. And with the new framework, because you cannot do anything without a proper legal framework. Mind you, like I say, if you go move somebody, they will ask you whose law will give the right to do this to me. So now the same gap like the ESO talked about earlier, the initial sanitation bylaws we get, it be just not to read Otina Street. But they not talk Usai waiting for Louis Dotty. So that gap now don't feel. Now we have a legal mandate for CU for 15,000, 15 millions, okay, 15 millions, a 50 kilo bag of Idoti, able to take them for you. And it's very reasonable because most people they push for they can money anyway. And by mind you, this is the reason, this is the reason why it costs so low. Because we don't want this franchise, then people will say, hey, when they give us here so 15 millions, I will can pay 25 millions to cancel their own people. We not go able to, so cut that off from them. We make sure so bring out in the rates where they don't used to, where they're more familiar with. Okay? I don't know, but Victoria Park is a very sensitive topic because when we go to launching and the opening and realize the Freetown City Council was not represented. But the whole country, the land Victoria Park belongs to Freetown City Council. But that is a topic for another day. Because for now, as a council, we're not getting no connection whatsoever with the traders, how they go for go, how they go for do the building, then we'll not get a clue at this stage. You know what I mean? So we'll not get a clue later going forward. I'm not going to engage with because the MOU will sign with we an asset, okay, and the government. Okay, so in the land, then I will cancel a contribution to the project. So I accept you, sir, because Mr. SSL around the Victoria Park area, just for the whole like the board area, I don't see plenty of time with woman them, you know, then they lose their dignity for East and Safe Nagota. I mean, it's heart-rending, and I don't believe in that way. And we city, capital city, as a tool for continue for 10 years. So I agree with you. The facilities are there. Nobody can forget together as leaders for ensuring people have access to it in a timely manner.
All right. I need for coming out to the Minister of Internal Affairs, and because the debt may will take quite a bit of time, maybe you will have to summarize some. Yes, and maybe somebody asked now through 818 line if street parking of then stationary vehicles now part of this MOU. Maybe we'll add them as part of the questions that we will answer.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we'll forget a slogan. What would they say Sierra Leone is one of the safest countries, for be one of the cleanest. I think that should really be our vision going forward. But of course, my brother asked, why now? The question is, why not now? Definitely, I mean, the deputy don't explain what will come through. There are apprehensions about the human face of what we do, outreach, conversation, you know, public engagement, before actually we start the enforcement. Because the lawlessness is running throughout. The noise pollution, unfortunately, I've been receiving this letter, but the problem, no address number, and no contact number. So even when we send now over for let them take care of the situation, we could not get a feedback. So I guess one key if the person or the lady don't go out, but then the number DIG where they in charge now 076 81 0009. So please, I mean, if the issue persists, when I call them, if for respond to the issue, if not, the number now 078 44 2478. If I'm busy when I call, when I not get me, when I can send text. This I want not to when I want to but the one that they listen to when they see they can take them numbers so that they will call me for the noise pollution. Simon talk about 13th Street. He said we president in the launch and the commissioner and the several grounds. Well, I'm not been there and I don't know if that is safe. Now we've been saying we've been identified 13 streets together with council for clearing of street trading. And no member is say the people that hold the pool now then 13 streets, now then they go because if you come up to Sanders Street, the Western, all this side and so those 13 streets will be working to clear them of street trading. But again, I will still make inquiries because I want to know why people are not still occupy the market. So I think those are the few questions really for me, except the issue of extortion, and then we see the street parking and all that. Yes, I mean, once council take up that, and for let them start to enforce them, this MOU for also help. I mean, we are flexible.
You know, Eric, most of the questions that we can get to make of local government, what will be your response to citizen cooperation? And clearly there is a lot of appetite in the room for point at a number of things as well. We will really make sure that this campaign is successful.
Thank you very much. I think say, with all of the contributions with the various speakers done and really present, I think now collaboration now we really need a partnership because SLP not able to do it all by themselves, FCC not able to do it all by themselves. So all of us here and beyond really need for put our efforts together and really continue to engage on issues of this nature. So for example, even me as deputy minister, if I pass my money, I see the on side, I call the chief administrator, now Freetown City Council, I say, hey, I just passed my hour, 30 days. So if we all kind of just take up that kind of responsibility there, we say you see something, you share, call FCC, I think say that will really be helpful. But there is something we will not address it at all. Because we don't put most of the responsibility on the people there, or the community for them manage the dirty and make the register, etc. But what if the contractors themselves not do their work? That's not the question we will ask in this room today. And I decided to say I will ask you. Well, our contract will be signed with these people. So if we find out, say, a particular contractor that will do a job, of course, at the end of the day, we will able either review or end that contract. But again, that they come from the community where that contractor they serve. Because we know within all the places. And so we expect, say, you will sign with that contractor. When I aim for come for take you dirty, you make sure say it come and it take you dirty. And finally, I just want for make somebody will talk about Ghana, Senegal, etc. Me we sit down and me and the minister we don't go to Ethiopia to a company what they call Petco. Petco Ethiopia they deal with waste management. But they get a slogan in Ethiopia. They say, when you talk waste, you think opportunity. All of these plastic sachets, all of these plastic bottles, most of these small iron there, what they call, believe me, when we go to one center, where they transform those waste there, I mean, into, so I will get some of the things in our office. I mean, it's just mind blowing. So we are in talks with Petco Ethiopia for what we able to bring that kind of situation there. Because that's what we do. There are so many other opportunities there. We go come out from them. The last thing where I just want for talk on and where I want for just play an advocacy role here. Now I know this way young man then way clean salon way we don't do this process here. And I'll be there out of the country so I'm not able to follow. But I hope say FCC will give some consideration to them because you know I don't feel say now they all they do the wrong thing. You know, so I hope say that young man then they will go bring them, give them a little bit more of training, more of, you know, and be able to deliver for more quickly at this city. Finally, I want to just ask the government, they spend a lot of money, hundreds of millions of leos in this country, again, I mean for control this waste. And I say that against the backdrop that 22 local councils we get. And in all of these local councils, then they manage waste. The majority of the waste, and waste are really the concentration in the cities there. You know, if you talk about Kenema, you talk about Bo, you talk about Putloko, you talk about Makini, Nayanda, and we as a ministry, for example, we not only just concerned about how we manage the dot inside the town itself, but from time to time we go down the dump site. I just come on at the dump site about 5 weeks ago for actually go make sure waiting that they pull at the town, whether they carry it at the dump site, they actually also the dump correctly. Because don't forget, say, inside the dump site, the communities, they're also there around that area there as well. So we get make sure, say, that we care that we manage in such a way that it don't create any problem. All right, but this now really a partnership and collaboration. I know we will help you from what we do this.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Marian, I will give you the final word because as an ESO, we work closely with their contractors and everybody else really for we make sure that this campaign succeeds. Which will be final words of handle them for making them come on board for make this campaign succeed.
Before I go to the final word for citizens then. Based on the service providers then, of course the contractor will sign with them, binding. There are issues where go well, we terminate the contract. And we believe
and we can complain to city council.
Of course.
That's good.
Even the good thing about it, we do not just do this, we get a digital platform where we all able to complain. We register there, we send a report there, we do with payments there. And again, we can able to follow up on issues there. There is a digital platform for that, so all of us be able to access as Freetonians. So we encourage Freetonians now, please, more work with the approved service providers and more don't bring our communities then. The mayor, deputy minister, and minister. Now we generate the dotting of Freetown, so now we get for manager away. And whatever dotty they generate, they dispose illegally, more no say will they put other person in life at risk. And nobody know they go clean the city for we. Now we safe no more, we go clean the city.
All right, thank you very much, Marian Toka, Environment and Sanitation Officer from the Freetown City Council. With me as well, I don't get the Deputy Mayor, Kweku Melvin List, KSQ, and of course, the Deputy Minister of Local Government, Honorable Alfred Jamiru, and of course with me, the Minister of Internal Affairs, Honorable Morilengo, with me, Deputy Inspector General of Police, for Mrs. Yomba Senesi. Many thanks to all the journalism as well, and shout out to City Council on holding the room this afternoon for this very important press conference. Many thanks to we colleagues them. We carry live on different platforms, AYV, SLBC, and several other social platforms them as well. Mina Mohammed Jawadi, the Strategic Communications Advisor and the Minister of Information and Civic Education. Quick announcement, on Thursday we are in London for the Civic Day. So we can watch virtually. When I say we're in London, so we all probably did it. But go watch virtually because the Vice President get for the day with a team of ministers for talk about the transformative work they do for the people of Sierra Leone. Away from that as well, on the 30th of June, we still remind everybody the Presidential Town Hall, we are also live in McCain as well. So we have those big dates as well. I just want to remind everybody for. Thank you very much.